This week on the 100K Footy Show, as always, we try and turn $10 into $100,000 betting on the footy.
Good Friday footy is back. And Das, you've tipped Charlie Curnow to kick 13 this week.
You're goddamn right. This week, Jev, we also have another edition of Jev's Pyramid.
The most controversial segment in all the sports. The 21 best players in the AFL right now.
That's right. We also have another segment, Gold Rush, which is back in, Jev. The best bets we weren't on that we wish we were. Do you know Cody Waitman was paying $91 for 6 goals?
91 for 6. We've also got tomorrow's headlines today, predicting the future headlines for Monday morning's newspaper from this weekend's games.
All this coming up on the 100K Footy Show. See on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Welcome back to the show that's still funnier than Collingwood's start to the season. Welcome back to the show that's more out of line than Jack Higgins' goal. Welcome back to the resurrection of big bags and small forwards. Selimat Ditang Kimbali 7-seater, which means welcome back to Bali 2-meter Peter. We're actually not sure if he's going to Bali or the snow. Welcome back to the 100K Footy Show, the show that prides itself on turning a crisp $10 into $100,000 betting on the footy. Boys, it's good to be back. Jev, how are you?
Oh, Das, what an intro. Hey, it's Easter weekend.
It is.
So let's get into the spirit.
Please. Let's go.
What's the difference between Jesus and a picture of Jesus?
What's that?
You only need one nail to hang up the picture.
Yes, correct, Jev.
Jesus Christ.
They could have saved
Lewis, how are you, brother?
Fantastic. Happy to be here. I made a formal apology last week, and I reckon I've earned myself back into a Moneyball league this week, Das. I'm happy to be here. I'm back. Rojas Jr.'s back. He has the bye, but he'll be back in the multi next week.
Denim looks fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I just want to start the show on a little bit of a dampen. Can we just have a minute of silence for Wayne Carey, who won't be watching football for the next 4 weeks? So just
Oh, Duck. He's missed
Fuck the duck.
just duck.
You might have missed a trick.
Duck stinks.
Hey, Duck, just make sure next time that when you're watching footy that you just reach out. All right, boys. Yeah, we're back. So the Duck is obviously not watching because he said he won't be watching footy as long as Peter Wright's out. Big 2-meter. He's out for 4.
I can guarantee he's going on holiday, Duck. Like,
Yeah, he has to be.
fucking nearly killed Harry Cunningham. No one's asked how Harry Cunningham's going. I'd love to know. Apparently he's no good, so he doesn't remember the incident of the night. Like,
Really?
Everyone's like, oh, if Peter Wright gets done for that. Like, Harry Cunningham did not remember the night at all. So it's actually...
Someone messaged in the 100K today and said if he hadn't have shirked it, he probably could have taken the mark. So that's all you need to know, I think.
Well done. All right, boys, let's get into So Supercoach. So we have our own 100K league. Jev's just going to touch on it really
so
quickly.
Our Supercoach League is up and running,
Yep.
and it's $50 cash reward for the highest scorer of the week.
Every week.
Every single week, and $500 cash for the winner of the league total points.
Brilliant.
Morgs, you spoke to Frank and Coach this week.
I did, Jev. Yeah, so the league is still open, so I didn't really get this. How is this going to work?
Yep.
But the total points at the end of the year is how you get your $500. I think it goes $500, $250, and then $100 for third, which is cash back. But how it works is, Das, your total points, so you bring your total points across.
Oh, right.
So even if you weren't part of the 100K league,
Yep.
you bring your
one.
total. So
Yep.
however you went in opening round, I had a shocking week this week. I don't know about you, but yeah. So you do bring that across. So I reckon we're going to give it 2 more weeks.
Okay.
Because we've got to have some integrity.
And then lock out.
And then lock out. So it is, you can message us the words SC to the DM. $100 entry and some good cash to win.
Yeah.
The 100K multi from last week, we always review it. Good legs, bad legs is what we call it, or more good legs, stiff legs. So 20 out of 29 legs. So we run at 68%, just under a dinner for 2, which
Love
would
a
be
dinner for
69, which is hilarious. Good legs. Let's start off with the positive. Jev, talk to me.
Jack Viney for 20.
Tick.
Chad Warner for 20.
Tick.
Nick Blakey 15.
Tick.
Noah Anderson 25.
Yep.
Bit of 50-50 tick. He only had 24, but they gave us a tick.
Yeah, we'll
They
take
paid out multis for 25.
Yep.
Connor Rosey for 25 and Tom Green, the motherfucking Brownlow medalist for 30. Lou.
Love that. Kyle Lang-Jesus for 1, just for 1. He'll
Yep.
be back in the multi. Canelio, just the mids over in the West Stars. They just did the business. Jesse Hogan for 2, probably the common medalist. Maybe not at the moment, but a good bet.
Yeah.
And Marcus Bontempelli anytime. He is a fucking star.
Fantastic. Errol for 20 had 24. Took for 25 had 30. Butters for 25 actually had 3 Brownlow votes and 34 touches. He was instrumental in that game. Houston for 20. Todd Marshall for 2. I said pull your socks up. He's kicked 4.
He did, yes.
Whitfield for 25. He had 36. He's in some serious form, Jev. And Cadman for 1. He kicked 3. He's emerging, this kid.
Geez, his body's looking impressive.
So I had 7 legs, 7 winning legs. Bad legs, stiff legs, Jev. How'd you go?
I took Connor Rosey for a goal and Tom Green for a goal.
He kicked 2 points, didn't
he? Yeah. If that Rosey goal becomes Zach Butters' goal, all of a sudden we're right over in that 25 legs out of 29, so a bit stiff. What about you, Lou? Bad legs?
Tim English. So I think he was the number 1 player on the ground by some sort of rating.
Yeah, I don't
15
know how.
touches.
15
I don't
touches.
know.
Yeah, didn't kick a snag. So I think we put a black mark on him
Yeah,
just for a
he's
little
done.
while. Dusty anytime. The man's a champion, but he just
I don't know how he didn't kick
yeah, he
one.
gave off too many.
Yeah.
He's still so good
He
by
did
foot.
give up.
2 phones, Joel. I talked myself into this. I reckon
Start of the multi.
on the Spears, me and Wally, he's a Hawk supporter. We got a bit excited about 2 phones,
Doll
Joel.
57 for one goal.
And
It's golden.
I said you bet on athleticism, but I'm not sure you do.
He put a knee that deep into Stephen May's ribs that he probably
did
should
he-
have kicked the
was
goal.
he the one that did the
He's
damage?
one that
Cracked
really-
his vertebrae.
Oh, he'd
Yeah,
be
right.
so sore.
And then finally, just Tommy Lynch just couldn't get the job done. He kicked
One
one in the
goal,
first
hit
3
the
seconds.
post, yeah.
That's a stiff lead, not a bad leg.
Yeah, I live it for 25. He's the mayor down there at Mars Stadium.
Yeah.
Only had the 20, but had 20 and a goal. So played really well
Yeah,
against
smart.
Matt Rao. Finn Callahan, the local produce. I thought he was just going to dominate over West, so he will not be featuring probably for the rest of the year.
Wow.
I only had 16, and Toby Green is out. 3 weeks in a row I've had him for 2. He's a champion. Say he's the MVP of the league. Toby Green for 2. I'll tell you what, since he's become a dad, I think his priorities have changed.
That's fair enough.
He's not focused on football this time of year. He's out of the multi. For
Well,
me,
We can't judge him
Inevitably.
until they lose, I don't think.
yeah, but he won't be in there. So
fair.
speaking of some player movement, this is the most controversial segment in all of sports. There's always a lot of feedback. A lot of people think that they're right. This person should be in, this person should be in. But there's only one top list and one list that we really, really look at. It's Jev's Pyramid.
Fantastic introduction, Darth.
Great,
Thank you
Darth.
very much. Out of the pyramid,
Here we go.
gone.
Yep.
Sam Walsh. We haven't seen him
Yeah,
yet
it's
this
fair.
year.
That's fair.
Yep.
Jordan DeGoey hasn't had over 21 touches once this season. Partied too hard in the offseason.
Yep.
Gone.
Fair.
Darcy Moore leading the reverse Coleman with about 15 goals kicked on him. They're zipping 3.
Wow.
Gone.
Reverse pyramid, maybe.
Reverse pyramid.
Yes.
Jack Sinclair, bit stiff, missed round 1 and only had 21 in his first game. The pyramid's ruthless.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
it.
it's
Jack
fine.
Sinclair gone.
Get him out.
Lockie Neal, also stiff.
Wow. Yeah.
25 in a loss round 1, injured round 2 in a loss, then a bye.
See you
Pyramid's
later.
ruthless.
Can't help
Gone. Jordan Dawson, stiff, but to his standards, he hasn't been good enough this year. The Crows are 0-2, and players have been better than him. Gone.
Gone.
Yeah, I like it.
Stiff, not to be in my new pyramid.
Okay.
Like
Stiff.
this is good.
Luke Jackson, Rowan Marshall, Max gone.
3.
Probably 1, 2, and 3 best
Love
ruckman
it.
in the comp right now. I couldn't find a spot for all of them. Maybe I judged them as ruckman. I couldn't just get one of them in. Stiff. Pat Dangerfield. He's been fucking incredible the first 2 games, but
Love
he's
it.
done a hammy, so
Yeah.
we've not seen for 3
Yeah,
weeks.
okay.
Probably should have been in if he
Yep.
didn't do his hammy, because I know he's not going to be in. Lockie Whitfield, Jesse Hogan. They've-
make it?
They've both been
Got to be knocking on the
They've
door.
both been fantastic to start the season. Whitfield had 36 on the weekend. Jesse Hogan's leading the Coleman, bloody stiff.
Good bet.
And Harry Sheasel, he's had a great start to the season. He's knocking on pyramid door, and the sort of bloke that's once he's in, he's going to be in. But Norths just don't win games.
I think you can say if he went into Collingwood side,
Yeah.
and he had all like a bigger market team, you'd be talking about he's one of the best young players in the comp. So I definitely
that.
think the way that you said that,
Yeah.
that's.
And
Yeah.
we say it all the time, but it's 21 players.
21.
The best 21
it's not
players in
easy,
the
mate.
league.
But wins do matter. Success as well.
Yeah. So bottom row.
All right, here we go.
Play.
Pat
Come.
Cripps,
Yep.
Noah Anderson,
Yep.
Jeremy Cameron, and welcome Zach Merritt, Nasiah Wangani-Malira, and Matt Rao.
Wow.
Well done.
Zach Merritt was
Well
just
earned.
unbelievable on the weekend.
He was.
He looked clearly a top 21 player in the comp. Nasiah Wangani-Malira, or Nas as all the Saints players, has started the season hot. A performance like he had against the Pies on the big stage has him looking like one of the elite kicking halfbacks in the league. And Matt Rao, he's coming 3rd in the coaches' votes. He had 46 contested possessions and 29 clearances in the first 2 weeks.
Unbelievable.
And then he basically had a 60-minute Iron Man match against Libber on the weekend, where he probably came out second best, but he's been good enough to get that last spot, that bottom right spot. Matt Rao is in. Next row.
Here we go.
Now, this is the 2024 pyramid. We're 2 to 3 weeks in now. 2023 doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Nick Dacos.
Yep.
Toby Green.
Yep.
Tom Stewart, Clayton Oliver, Connor Rosie. Yes, Dacos hasn't started the season our Pies fan wanted. They're 0-3, and all of a sudden his game doesn't look like it equals winning like it did last year.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Tobes has been down personally. GWS at flying, but he hasn't had the monster performance yet. Tom Stewart may have played the best first 150 games,
Of all
and
time.
he capped it off with a perfect 10 coaches' votes on the weekend. He was incredible. And Clary and Rosie have both had nice starts to the season.
Yep.
Good players,
Fair.
they in there.
Love it.
Next row, Zach Butters,
Yes.
Charlie Curnow,
Yes.
Sam Taylor, Caleb Sarong. Zach Butters is on Brownlow watch, and he's probably stiffed to be this low. He could be in any position above this, and I wouldn't question it. He's such a fucking gun.
This is good.
Charlie Curnow hasn't started his season as good as he would have hoped, but he'll probably kick 10 this week against North, and would just be right in his pyramid again.
Yep.
Sam Taylor. If someone else had the balls to post a pyramid on the internet and had Sam Taylor at the top of the pyramid, I would not disagree. That's how highly I rate this bloke. I think he's a genuine freak. He had 10 perfect coaches votes on the weekend. He is absolutely dominating games. And Caleb Sarong has gone from out of the pyramid and stiff round 0 to this row. Started his season with 81 touches in 2 weeks. They're 2 and zip. He's on 6 Brownlow votes, or maybe 5 if Luke Jackson maybe. He's hot. Next.
Here we go.
The 3 hottest players in all of football. Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, Errol Goulden.
You've got all 3.
Is there a hotter midfield in the comp than these 3 right now? Isaac is probably on 9 Brownlow votes, and you could argue is the best player in the game right now, dominating forward and on the ball. Chad Warner has started his season with 26-1, 27-3, and 28-2. He is absolutely flying. And Errol. Errol. Absolutely tortured the Bombers on the weekend with his running and ball use. 24 touches, 2 goals, direct goal assists, ran the Bombers into the ground, had 30 the week before against the Pies. That is the third row, the
great.
3 Swans. I think it's hard to argue with. I honestly think it's hard
I'm
to
not
argue
arguing.
Will that be led balloonish? We'll soon find
They've
out.
won
won't be.
3 games and all of them have
3 and zip,
dominated.
and they're
It's
probably
awesome.
all on Brownlow votes. Next, the cream of the crop, Marcus Bontempelli and Christian Petrarca. These 2 need no explanation. They both are on fire. Both got 10 perfect coaches votes on the weekend. Bont had an all-time game. Petrarca had 5 direct goal assists where he kicked it to the goal kicker. They are on fire. And the best player in the competition right now and top of the pyramid, Tom Green, the motherfucking Brownlow medalist. He is clearly the best player in the comp right now. Round 0, 30 and a goal. Round 1, 37 and a goal. Round 2, 34, 21 contested possessions, 750 metres gained. He was also close to 9 Brownlow votes. He's the best player on the best team. He is top of the pyramid, and that is the round 3 pyramid.
Fucking awesome, Jev.
That's awesome.
Let me
Seriously,
quickly
well
update. I'm going to give...
please.
So, Sam Taylor got 10 coaches votes, and Kieran Briggs was really good, and Lockie Whitfield was really good. I'm just going to give him a flat 2.
Yeah, I like it
A
too.
flat
I
2.
think two's
He
good.
had 37 and 21 contested, 750, so he could get the 3. So I'm giving him a flat 2.
I like it too.
So for anyone that isn't watching, and if you
good shout.
may be listening, so Jev's got up here. He's got a ticket of real early. He had him at 21s, but he got on the ticket at 15-1 for the Brownlow before the season. Every single week, Jev's going up to the board with a marker and just putting down where he thinks how many votes he's going to get, so we can just sort of tally. So at the moment, Jev, give or take, he's on, what's that? 6.5 votes.
6.5 votes.
6.5 votes after 3 games.
Yeah,
So
good start.
that's probably being a bit generous. So I can't
the
wait
best
to
pyramid
hear
of all
back
time.
from everyone. I honestly think that's your best one.
The
I was-
Bombers supporters will come in their droves.
Oh, then if they're going to come, Papley should be on there. He gave him an absolute hiding on the weekend.
Oh,
It was
I'm
the
not
annual. It was the annual ass
Yeah, it was the
kicking.
annual ass kicking.
We beat him
boy.
every year. What are they going to say? They tortured him.
I don't know, but you know they will speak.
Oh, fucking let him speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, boys.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for that to go out and for people to actually have their say on it. I think it's perfect.
Was there any debutants in that?
Nasai Wang and
Nasai, yeah, welcome.
Zach Merritt's been in them
Yeah,
before
he
in our
has, yep.
years. Has Matt Rowell ever snuck his way
Yeah,
in?
Matt Rao's been in there.
Mate, potentially.
He has been in there.
I
I'm
just
pretty
love once you're on top of the pyramid, it's hard. Like you got to beat the champ. So I feel Tom Green could hold this for a long time.
You just you got to be in as good as form as Bont's probably going to be in to take that top
Yep.
spot. But he could stay up there. He's on fire.
And the other one that really caught my eye was Nick Dacos from 1 to level 4.
Yeah. Right.
That's not arguing
Level
at all. But
5.
that's probably the biggest drop we've ever had, I reckon.
I think he has to, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, from 1 to there. Yep. Oh, Jev, I agree
No,
with. I think it's perfect.
argument.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
absolutely perfect. All
Thank
right,
you, boys.
let's get on to the next little bit. So for those that actually listened last week, and I actually put up a little bit of a reel. I think this is the best time to be a small forward. I think the way the game is so chaotic in the middle, if you guys are getting turnovers, which it is, it's a real big turnover game. And rather than just being so much one-on-one, it's the smalls that are getting out the back. And we watched Jack Higgins kick 4 goals on Thursday night, and we just started thinking maybe this is the best time for small forwards. So I just picked my favourite, had $2 on pretty much all of them for 3, 4, and 5. Forgot to put some on, had some more of the others. So we had like Nick Watson, Rankin, Binger Daniels, Toby Green, Tom Papley that did really well. But then we went through and reviewed, Jev, because obviously we screenshot all the markets. We went through this on the roast. If we had all the best forwards markets and then we went through and put it on a multi, this pays an absolute bomb. So, Jev, can you please read this out if you had this?
If you had the multi, and it would be a reach, but if you had the multi, Jack Higgins for 4, Brian Myers for 3,
Yes.
Bailey Fritsch for 5,
Pretty good legs.
Tom Papley for 4,
Yep.
Jade Gresham for 3,
Yep.
Cody Waitman for 6,
Yep.
Yeah,
Would have had
that's
that.
and then Liam Baker for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that pay?
What do you reckon that would pay, Lou?
Oh, it'd have to be in the millions, doesn't it?
Probably just on.
4.4 billion to 1.
The bill.
4.4 billion to 1 if you had that multi. Would Sportsbet pay you out your 4.4 bill for $1 outlay?
I'm kicking myself that we've missed out on that.
We've missed out on a trick.
Yeah, I would add Gresham 3 into Waitman 6 into Fridge 5.
There's a few on the radar this week, Das. We can see a few on the radar. We're going to bring them up. We're going to as we go, but there's a couple on the radar. Imagine getting the 4.4 bill. So, yeah.
That's
All
a real.
right, so before we get into the next section, so we call this the weekend launchpad. So for those guys, if you are listening new, when we do put on the 100K multi, we only go from weekend legs. So Saturday, Sunday, and potentially Monday if there is a game, which there is this week. The only reason why we do that, because by the time we record, we get it out. We don't want to have Thursday night games and you guys don't get enough time to get onto it. So we still have this segment of the show, which is called the weekend launchpad, which just involves the Thursday and Friday night games. Hopefully we get a little winner and then we launch off into the actual 100K multi as we go.
Good winner last week.
We did have a good
So,
look.
St Kilda Collingwood last week. Membry 2, Wangani Malira for 20. St Kilda line was your 20
plus
bet of the week.
9.5.
Well done.
That was $3.60. Like, we didn't have much on it, but it just topped up our account to have a 100K multi. So we were
great.
wrapped. And then we were Jeremy Cameron. We had him for 4. Kicked
kicked
2
2.
goals, 2. He was kicking barrels from outside 50. He was this close. And, yeah, that would have been a 31 to 1. So let's get into this week.
All right, so let's start off Thursday night. Pies versus Brisbane. Jev, is there any leg that stands out?
Charlie Cameron for 3.
Yes.
At $2.90. Das, Charlie Cameron played Collingwood 3 times in 2023. Round 4, he kicked 6.
Yes, he did. I remember
Round
that.
23, he kicked 4.
Yep.
And then grand final day, he kicked 3.
They can't stop him.
Nobody gives up more Joe the Goose goals than Collingwood at the moment. And nobody runs harder back to goals at the Gabba than the motorbike rider, Charlie Cameron.
Yeah.
Love it.
So Cameron for 3 at $2.90. It's not that risky of a leg. And let's just put it on the radar. For 4, you're getting 625. For 5, you're getting 15 to
There
1.
we go. I like this.
And for 6, you're getting 46 to 1.
Pretty sure that's what it was last year as well.
46 to 1.
Or maybe 61.
This game, round 4 last year, he kicked 6 against the Pies. We're getting 46 to 1. I think it's a must sprinkle. The 46 to 1.
Well, the form's there.
$5 get you over $200 back. You might as well have a
Oh,
sprinkle.
you have to.
So that's 6 to
I'll
1.
put that
Dust,
in
have you
the
got a leg in this
Yeah,
game?
I do. It has to be Brisbane head-to-head, doesn't it? $1.38.
Yes.
After being just losing in the grand final, they don't lose 2 in a row at home. So they obviously got the comeback against the Blues, which they'll be kicking themselves. Go over to Freo. Just think that we're going to run over the top of them. You start 0-2, then into the bye. They're going to be fresh. I think Collingwood are paying about $3 something, which is ridiculous. I think $1.38. I think they're going to be hungry. I reckon they're going to smash them. So Brisbane head-to-head, $1.38, Jev. That's my leg in this game.
I don't know what Collingwood are good at. I said on the roast, they are not good at anything right now. So
Next game, Good Friday. So I'll actually be going there. So North and Carlton. Jev, is there any legs that stand out for you?
I love Harry Mackay for 2
Yes.
at $1.36. He is on fire to start the season with 3 and 3 in his first 2 weeks, coming off a bye. And then this game last year, he kicked 4 goals, 1, and cost you a fortune, Das. What did he cost you?
$770. So I had Curnow and Mackay for 5 into Carlton to win. And then Curnow saluted his 5. I think he got on to 6. Mackay snapped 1, missed it. Then he played on, ran into the open goal square and kicked down the full.
I was going to say, that 4 goals 1 was missing that.
He
Yeah.
kicked it, he missed from a
Fuck.
metre.
I celebrated. I stood up. I told everyone I'd buy him a drink and then went through, he kicked down the full. Couldn't believe it.
Now you're on the rails.
So, yeah, Harry Mackay for 2 at $1.36 is my leg. Das, what have you got?
Yeah, I got Charlie for 3. It's $1.61. Look, I just think he's going to absolutely tear this game to shreds. His last 2 games against North, he's had 6 goals and 3 goals. North defenders locked down as much as Guantanamo Bay prison in Harold and Kumar. I can tell you right now, it's a hula hoop, it's Swiss cheese, it's a goddamn hole in the wall. They're not going to be able to stop these fellas, and I cannot wait to watch Charlie go to work. Jev, do you have any other legs?
No, that's it.
Because I do. I've got the man, Zach Fisher. This may sound a little bit left of field, but I'm telling you, for 20 touches at $1.30 against his old side, he had high 30s in a pracky match. I think he had 37. His last 8 games, so he's had 25, 24, 32, 22, 28, 22, 21 and 29. Granted, most of them are with the Blues,
20.
but the way that he's playing that half-back role, I think Carlton are going to be kicking a lot of scores. And he takes their kick-outs.
Yep, perfect.
And every time they come out, they don't go super quick from the start, so they try and find 1 or 2 kicks and then let the ball roll. I think he could get 30, honestly. Yep. So I love Zach Fisher for this one. And our last game for the top-up, Dockers and Adelaide, Jev.
Just Caleb Sarong for 25. When you have 81 in 2 weeks, 25 at $1, I don't care, it's $1.12. That ticks. Have you got a leg?
Yeah, the way I spoke about the Dockers in preseason, I said they were going to be a bottom 4 side. So I actually really love this matchup, especially the fact that I was really high on Adelaide. So they've got a point to prove in this. But I am just going text for 2, Jev. $1.50. He's ready to explode, I think.
Big final.
The Crows are ready to respond, and he's had multiple goals in games over his last 12-plus games. Yep. He'll be kicking 2. $1.50. That's fill up your multi. How much is that paying?
That pays for those legs. I'm going to get it up right now.
Please.
Just right now.
15 to 1. We've got $7 on that, Das. Brisbane head-to-head. Cameron 3.
Yep.
Harry Mackay 2.
Yep.
Kerno 3.
Yep.
Zach Fisher 20.
Yep.
Tex 2. Caleb Sarong 25. We've got $7 on it to win $100.
Big final.
That's a great
Beautiful.
bet. Beautiful. So that's a weekend launch pad. And now for those guys that are following along, so we do have a handshake bet. So we have a little bet. We handshake. We come up with a bet while the games are on. We might have to be eating, might have to be drinking. I don't know really what it is, but Jev, I believe that you're taking the reins on this
I'm taking the reins. So you two are going to the Good Friday game.
Yes.
Two Carlton supporters. You love going to the Good Friday game. Last year, we just watched big forwards go to work. So, Das,
Yep.
you are going to scull a beer for every goal Charlie Curnow kicks
Fuck.
and Cam Zerha kicks.
Okay.
Charlie Curnow, Cam Zerha.
Yeah.
Morgs, you are going to scull a beer for every goal Harry Mackay kicks and Nick Larkey kicks.
boy.
So you could be looking at about 7 each.
And the rest.
Charlie's going to kick 13.
You've been saying that, so that's when you'll take all off season that Charlie's kicking a bag of 13 this year and Good Friday. If he kicks 13, have you got 13 beers in you?
Yeah, I will have to wait, load them up.
It's 170
And also,
bucks.
fourth quarter, bourbon under the lid. If you ever go to Marvel, make sure you load up on a bourbon before you get into
Or a
that.
rum.
But, Jeff, I'm...
Responsibly, of course.
It's us. We're having the bet. Beautiful. All right, so let's get into the 100K multi.
Please.
We're going to start off with the first game, Bombers and Saints. They talked about the Bombers' edge. I reckon the Bombers' edge looked about as tough as an edge on a circle, Jev. That's what I honestly thought.
On a boogie board.
That's what I saw. I'm not sure what sort of edge it was, but Jev, this game, Bombers Saints, what are you looking at?
Much edge as a bowling ball, Darth. That was... Nah, I'm not going to talk shit. Give me the newest pyramid player, Nasiah Wanganeen Malira, for 20 touches at $1.15.
Welcome.
It's 100% his last 5 because he's just an absolute Rolls-Royce star. I wanted to take him for 25 at $1.71, but because he started the season so hot and his performance last week for 32 was so good, I reckon the Bombers might put some work into him. I think they have to.
Yep.
Or else he's just going to absolutely torch him and tear him up like he did the Pies. So I'm just going to take him for 20 at $1.15. I love him for 25 at $1.71, but I'm just going to take him for 20. First leg of the 100K. Let's get some ticks on the board. So Nas for 20. Let's go.
Has he been in the multi yet this year? He has. I reckon Ross the Boss will want that. I reckon he'll want someone to go to Nas. I reckon that'll be part of his plan.
Perfect.
On the eve of Easter, Das, Lang Jesus. Kyle Langford for 2. This bet, it's been to hit the criteria last week. Das was 100% his last 4. It's now 100% of the last 5 because he was in last week's multi and it hit. We saw this in person, Das, against the Hawks, and I spoke to Jev during the week. He watched the Swans-Bombers game and he kicked 2 against the Swans. He looked really good.
You can do it against the Swans.
Correct. We like the Bombers forward line. The big 192 centimetres from Ivanhoe Grammar. I brought it up last week. $1.63 is an absolute gift to get started.
Actually, his $1.63 is value. He's kicked it both games we've seen him this year, so
thank you.
Value.
I'll be taking Jack Sinclair for 20 touches. It's short, about $1.12, but as we said, we just want a few ticks. Thanks to StatMate, we can go through, see what he's had his last 5 games, his last 10, his last 20, even his last 40. He's 100% of his last 5, and he's 10. Let's just go straight to 40. He's hit 38 out of his last 40 weeks.
That's awesome.
For 20 touches. I think last week was just sort of coming back into it. I think back under the warehouse at Marvel Stadium, I think he's going to get 20 early. I think this is going to salute. Jack Sinclair's in there for 20 touches. Any more legs?
No more legs for me.
No more legs?
Not for me.
Beautiful. All right, let's crack on to the next game. So we got Port versus Melbourne. This is arguably the game of the round for me. I just can't wait to watch these guys go at it. First leg, Jev.
I'm going to take Willem, Luke Morgan, Drew.
There he is.
For 15 at $1.14.
I think that's awesome.
Do you reckon you'll get 15 this week, Willem?
Easily.
Easily. I know it's short, $1.14. But it's fucking should be for a leg that's 100% its last 5 and 90% its last 10.
Correct.
He had 27 last week. He averages over 20 against Melbourne in his career. If this was a Sunday leg, I'd be taking him for 20 at $1.92, no doubt. Like,
Just
I reckon
15.
it's a lock. And I'm only taking him for 15 at $1.14, and it works in the multi. So give me Willem Drew, 15, $1.14, and he's turned himself into quite the midfielder does.
Yes.
It was like Richmond didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
He
it's
wasn't
like,
wearing DL
because
or something.
everyone watches Rosie and Butters. He doesn't really tag as much anymore. He just runs around in the midfield. He's
Can I
turned
say,
himself
someone
into
called
play.
up Dwayne Russell last week, and they were talking about names on the back of the jersey. She's like, my son's a Port Adelaide fan, and all he ever wants for Christmas is all the NBA jerseys because he's got the numbers and the names on the back. He's like, why don't we do that for the AFL so we can get Butters, so we can get Rosie, so we can get Drew? Drew was the third name that was tossed up, so he's obviously big in the circle.
Shows
He
the
is.
influence he's having.
Yeah,
and he had always had strawberry blonde hair, but I reckon he's thrown another tangerine rinse through
A
that.
rinse.
How red
He's
is it?
got a rinse.
Stand out a touch.
You talk about red footies. I think his head's a red footy. This is an awesome leg, Das. This is the McChicken. So you got your McCrispies, your quarter bake, your quarter double fucking bacon.
You McOz, you
But
McRib.
it's just the McChicken. Just your chicken, your lettuce, your mayo, a tried and true system at a pretty decent price. Cozzy for $1.26.
That's a good leg.
100K, you have to take it. Listen to his last 5 years
Okay.
for you. 3,
Yep.
2, 2, 1. The odds are still $1.26. Last time he played the D's, he was in the 1 and 6 club, Jeff. So still got his little bag of 1, but there's no difference here, Dope. $1.26 anytime,
1 and
Cozzy.
6 club.
1 and
That's
6.
fantastic.
Let's go.
Boys,
Come
I'll be
on.
taking my Brownlow pick. This is Zach Butters for 25 touches at $1.21. Clear best on last week versus the Tigers. He had 34 and a goal. I'm really excited to see how he goes head-to-head against one of the best midfields in the comp when they're firing. He's hit 100% on his 25 touches in his last 10 games, averaging 30.3. So I think he's still going to get a little bit of a run on. And we all remember his game last year against the Demons in round 10 when he had 42 disposals. So the form's there, and
got
the way
like
that he played on the
4
weekend,
Brownlow votes.
he wants to get the ball, gets it back, and I think all the forwards want him to be delivering the ball. So he looks to be the best kick in the club and just slices and dice. So 25 touches, Zach Butters, probably my most favourite leg of the week. Jeff.
No, I fucking
done,
love
mate.
that. No more legs for me, but that game against Melbourne is what started that hot streak he went on where he was just polling 10 out of 11 and he went like 7 perfect coaches votes. Pretty sure he got 15 coaches votes and 4 Brownlow votes that night. He was that good against the D's. So have you got another leg?
Petrarca for 25 at $1.39. He's been a staple in the 100K for a long time.
As he should be.
Hasn't gone under 25 touches this year. He's had 26, 29, 29. He looks super fit. As they keep saying, and I think you mentioned on the roast, you've had like Ross Lyon and Petrarca and a couple of these other guys are like, the work will show itself.
Yeah.
We've done the work, and he's
Yeah.
been really big on saying how fit he's feeling. And I think this matchup, it's almost like all the midfielders, you can handshake and like they're going to go at it. So I think all of them are going to get touches. So Petrarca for $25, $1.39 is a great price. So that gets us through Saturday. So now let's get on to Sunday games.
Come on.
Here we go, Bulldogs and the Eagles. Jeff, this could be an absolute...
Well,
yeah.
this
Fill your boots.
game cost Marcus Bontempelli the Brownlow last year.
Did
does.
Jeff?
And it's not going to fucking happen this year. Give me Marcus Bontempelli for 30 at $2.50.
Fantastic leg.
That's awesome.
We don't get in trouble backing good players.
No, we don't.
You don't get in trouble backing good
Never have.
His last 4, 32, 25, 31, and 32 against the West Coast Eagles.
Yep.
So I think it was round 22 last year. He had 25 round 1, but he had 32 on the weekend against Gold Coast, 32 and 2. He was clear best on. So he's had 33 of his last 4 games he's played on. He's a top 2 player in the comp, and you can barely argue he's 2.
Yep.
He's such a star. Getting $2.50 for 30 when he's on Brownlow season, they're trying to win games, they're playing the Eagles, is just golden. Especially when Tom Green had 37 on them on the weekend.
That's what I was just going to say. Just because they're playing a lesser side doesn't mean, they're just going to pack it in.
Yeah.
Tom Green went out, like, they still want to perform every single
You
week.
get the ball and you dominate with it. So give me Bomb for 30, Lou.
And the Gwist midfield just absolutely filled their boots.
Did they what?
Das, as I said, the formal apology went out from me last week. And then this week I backed it up with, I think, some pretty good legs. The stiff legs were genuine stiff legs. There was no Butterick.
Yeah.
Even though the form was there for Butterick. So the Moneyball legs backed us.
Yes.
Coming off a pretty good week, as I said, some fight back, some confidence left.
Here we go.
Which gives me, for $1.16, Lachlan Bramble for 15 disposals for the Dogs. The Brambled eggs with Avo, Das. Using the rule last week, Das, legs are 100% the last month. His first two games this year was at 2022. He put the caramel in Mars up in Ballarat last Saturday. He just absolutely picked the eyes out of the Suns last week. He did, Das. 13 kicks, 5 rebound 50s, 2 1%ers and 4 turnovers with a bit of a masterclass from the Brambled eggs. So $1.16 just for 15. I reckon a good bet would be 20, but we'll just take 15.
15 for the Bramble. I love it. If the form stands up,
Correct.
he's in.
That's fantastic. We'll just be taking those two legs. But I do want to mention, it was a hell of a game last week, as I did mention, Morgs, by the small forwards. Cody Waitman kicking 6 goals. He was paying $91. Just to sprinkle $1 or $2, I forgot to, which leads us into Gold Rush.
The best bets we weren't on but wish we were, Das.
Talk to us.
Through this. So just for one goal, Riley O'Brien paid $6. Jaden Hunt for one, $5.30. Josh Weddle, he's a little bit of an arrogant player. Just for one, $5. Georgie Wardlaw, $4.50. Buku Karmas, only $1.80. I don't understand how that's only $1.80.
And why they put that up there?
$1.80. Yeah, well, I think it's controversial. Zach Merritt kicked 2 at 19. Now that's a price. Tom
he
Howe
was
for 2 at
fantastic.
15. Patrick Lipinski for 2 at 13. Liam Henry, sad to see him go $9.50. And Ryan
nice.
Mansell, the Mansell piece, $9.50
Mansell
for
piece.
2.
I like the way he played. He'll kick one this week.
Brian Myers for 3. This is a price, $41. Liam Baker
God.
for 3. Kick 2 in a minute, $34. Jade Gresham for 3, $23. Darcy Byrne-Jones on points bet, $13. And Reef McGuinness kicked 3. How is that only paying 11? Geez, that's gold. Jack Higgins 4, $19. Cody Waitman now, man, $13
Beautiful.
just for the 4, that is. Tom Papley for 4 was 10. Todd Marshall for 4. Your boy Dar, $7.50. Tommy Hawkins, he's back. Probably stiff not to be in the multi this week, $6.50. Cody Waitman for 5, $34. Bailey Fritsch, you're small, $14 on Sportsbet, and rounding us out, Das. And we're going to throw this up on the board because we need to count who is leading the, what's the award? For someone that's kicked the most goals.
The biggest bag.
Cody Waitman with 6 at $91, Das. It is the best bet of the year. You kick yourself that you weren't on it because you mentioned the small
$91.
forwards and the unbelievable week of Gold Rush.
Yeah, so we'll got a big sticker of Cody Waitman because he's kicked the biggest bag. 6, we'll write $91, and then we'll see if anyone can overtake that
Please.
later on in the year. But that is Gold Rush. That is the best segment in sports. It's telling us the bets we weren't on, but we wish we were from the week before. That's what I mean. We screenshot the markets. We go through. It's good to tell you this stuff, but we tell you intel for the next week. All right, let's get into the next game, Jev. I'm sure you got a lot to talk about this. Richmond, Sydney. Believe you'll be there. I'll probably tag along. I've got the day off the next day, so I wouldn't mind going in, having a few ales.
Big final.
Talk to me.
Oh, God, I could have some legs in this game. The Swans are fucking flying. But give me Chad Warner for 25 and a goal.
Yep.
Yeah, pyramid.
25 at $1.52 and a goal for $1.46.
Yep.
This bloke is hotter than Margot Robbie right now.
Yeah.
He started his season with 26-1, 27-3, and 28-2. Do any of them stand like under 25 and a goal?
No.
They don't.
No, that's scary.
They had some fucked up good stats. He wears the TNs on the G. He loves Sunday on the G.
Yeah.
He rested full forward. He's full of confidence. He loves the ball in his hands. This just hits, Lou.
Yeah, no, it's-
Give me Chad Warner. Lou.
To clinic, Jeff. That might make the journal. Das. Haydos McLean, 100K athlete.
DOS.
$1.90 I'm getting for 2 snags. I speak about it every week, these $1.90 legs that you have to get because you need some value to turn a crisp 10 into 100K.
You
Das.
do.
Kicked 2 last week, the big fellow against the hard-nosed Bombers. That edge, the sharp as a boogie board it was. But I'm just targeting Richmond's defense. I just think they have no tools, Jeff. Who's going to go to big Haydos?
Not sure.
Bolton might have to, but he might be on the bench or the wing or up forward. Who knows?
Getting the pretzel.
Yeah, I think they need to put a bell on the ball. Yeah, she was on 6s and 7s.
100K athlete. That's why we do this, Das. That sort of leg.
Now, so last week, Port Adelaide played the 3 bigs. Dixon, Finlayson, Marshall. Marshall kicked 4, Finlayson kicked 3. I think Dixon only kicked the 1 or the 2.
2.
But they were just too big
Yeah,
and tall
too
for the
big.
Richmond defense. Now we're going to trot out Amadi, McLean, and Logan McDonald. So we've taken McLean for 2. It could be any of them, and they all could kick 3.
Yep.
We're going to be too tall for them. Our ball movement's too good. We are going to slice and dice them.
I also think that they swapped Dixon and Marshall kept swapping as well. So I reckon a Marty or a Dos McLean for 15 isn't a bad bet.
If you can get the price point on that, and we can say it before the end. So I'm going to just crunch 2 into 1 because I had a look at the stats, Jev. He's probably on 9 Brownlow votes. Heaney for 25 and a goal.
Jesus.
So for the goals, $1.26. For 25 is $1.68.
Yep.
If as long as he's around the footy, he's going to get the ball. So he's averaging 29 and 1 this year. That's all you need to know. He's averaging 29 and 1. Let me say that again. Averaging 29 and 1. We've got him for 25 and a goal.
He has been fucking fantastic.
So
he's been unbelievable.
if you get angry at that leg, those multiple legs, that's on you.
He's leading the coaches' votes. He's probably on 9 Brownlow
You're a casual.
votes. He's on 28 coaches' votes, a 10
casual.
and 2 9s. You're a casual. If you don't like that league, you're a casual. Give me Nick Blakey 15 at $1.07. I don't care that it's $1.07.
Nope.
When Winks used to run around, you still had him one out in your quaddy at $1.07.
100% you did.
100% his last 7. He started the season on fire and he's eyeing off the All-Australian halfback spot. Up the leaves, $1.07. Morgs?
No, nothing for me.
Yeah, I've got 2 more. I've got Tim Sorrento, Tiger Tim for 20 at $1.14. He's number 14.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's a little bit of an omen. His last 2 weeks had 21 26. Thought he actually played really well against Port.
So did I.
Kicked a nice goal, so hopefully that's the start of his season rolling on. Do you have any more legs?
No more legs.
All right, so I've got one more. We've got to put him in. This is fucking ridiculous. Tom Papley for 2 goals. What do you reckon that is after his performance the last couple of weeks? He's playing deep.
4 and had 24. Should be about $1.20.
It's $1.88. I don't know what it is.
Fuck's
Last
sake.
time against the Tigers, he kicked how many, Jev? Say when? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6.
6
He
and
kicked
25
6
at
goals.
Gather Round
Yes,
last
that's
year.
So if we don't put him in for 2, who the fuck are we? Are we casuals?
Yeah, for sure.
No, we're not. We got him in there for 2.
We better look what he's paying for 6 in case he's at 91 to 1 watch. If he's at 91 for 6, he kicked it against the Tigers last year, Gather Round.
We'll come back to that. But we will get back to that.
I'll check into you cannot bet on Dos or a Marty for 15. So
Thank you.
Betting suspended, I believe.
I'm not going to get into it, Morgs. No stock market this week. We're going to wait another week.
No, there's got to be something moving.
Isaac Heaney's on 9 Brownlow votes. Give us the stock
Come
market
on,
on
ring the
Isaac
bell.
Heaney. Ding, 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 ding.
Here we go. So we have a surprise stock market. I've got one leg only for you. This is the best bet that has come in more than something. I don't know. Just nothing off the top of the head, but here we go. So Isaac Heaney, he's gone from $251 into $12, Jev, after 3 games. If you had that, someone's got it. DM us.
Please.
Someone's got this. Please send in your ticket at you 251 to 1. Maybe it's Isaac himself, but I don't know. But please show us that ticket. That is the biggest market mover. We will have a full spreadsheet of all the biggest market movers coming next week.
Absolutely will. I just want to preview next week, Das. Caleb Sarong is the 4th favourite at $10. I cannot wait to see next week what the Stark Mocket is. Stark Mocket. Stark Moccasins. Stark Mock Draft. Yeah, $10. That's got to be a huge jump.
Just quickly. I got a multi here.
Oh, here we go.
Tom Papley for 6
Yep.
at 81 to 1. Into Charlie Cameron for 6 at 46 to 1. 3,726 to 1. We're going to have just our little bet with mates we've got. We're going to have $2.20 on it to win 10K.
Love it.
Or to win 9, it's 8,100.
You'd kick yourself if you didn't have that.
That's that's the Easter special. All right, let's get into the last game of the round, Easter Monday. This is the day Jesus come back, didn't he? Or was it Sunday?
What did he die
I thought
on
it
the
was
Friday and
today.
rose on the
Today
Monday?
they torched him or something.
No, you
It's Tuesday.
got
Not today.
got put on the cross.
On Friday.
Yeah, and then he got buried, and then he just come out for dinner.
Sunday, then they
He was
just-
hungry. He wanted to feed. He wasn't ready to go yet.
Yeah, on Monday.
Hawks and the Cats.
He had to get back into
We
work.
got some good legs here, boys. Talk to me.
Wasn't he a chippy?
He
He
was.
just had to go back to work on Monday, and they've given us a day off.
I hung him to his own work. Couldn't put up the house
We're going to
properly.
hell.
He built the cross.
He built it, then they put him on it.
He's got the Pazzo.
The joint fitting in that thing would be perfect.
Colour Dow joints.
All right, we're going to
He
hell.
sanded it with his sandal.
I don't even know if I have to cut any of
I reckon
that.
they gave him smoko before. Fuck this. He's
Yeah,
working
no.
like a dog.
That was the Last Supper.
He would have the best dimmy.
Oh,
I don't think I did dimmies then.
the holy cat.
Jeremy Cameron for 3 at $2.05.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
that's a good
kicked fucking 7 in this game last year. He kicked 7 on the Hawks last year and 3 on them in 2022. He hasn't kicked over 3 since round 22 last year when he kicked 7 on the Pies, but he kicked 2 goals too last week against the Crows. He was popping barrels from 50. He will kick 3. If you're kicking 7 against the Hawks last year, he's kicking 3. He's getting the chances. He just hasn't been converting.
That's right.
Give me Jeremy Cameron 3 at $2.05. I can't believe we're getting $2.05. Lou.
$5. Darcy, I got a question for you. So,
All right. I like this.
slowly, very sneakily, like very, very, very soft, like Jev having an 8 on a par 5, like just creeping up on the hole. Is Brad Close creeping into professional forward territory?
Close.
Yeah.
I reckon if he
close.
went on to StatMate, I'll get this for next week. I reckon if his last 30, he's kicked a goal in 20 of them.
Yep.
Yep.
2 out of his last 3.
So I'm getting $1.49 anytime.
Wow.
Big final Monday.
Big final.
He kicked a goal 4 out of his last 5. Kicked 2 on Easter Monday against the Hawks last year. And StatMate reckons this should be about $1.25. So they give you an implied value what it should be paying, $1.25, and I'm getting $1.49.
That's unbelievable.
Brad Close.
Brad Close for just 1.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a good leg.
Jeremy Cameron 3, Brad Close for 1.
I'm going to double down on what you gave us, Jev, with the 22 and 7. I've just got Jez for 15. So this is $1.47. As we did mention, he had 22 and 7 last year. I reckon, particularly in this game, he gets up the ground a little bit more and they park the bus with Hawkins.
Yeah.
I still think he kicks his 3,
big
but hey, sit there, big fella. I'm going up the field. Like, that's how it's going to go. So $15.47. I may as well go into the next one just
Please.
quickly because Hawkins too. So they're going to park the bus. $1.39. He fucking loves Easter Monday.
Doesn't he?
His last 3 games against the Hawks, he's kicked a combined 7 goals. I don't know who their young
definitely
defender is.
I don't know who's playing.
Like,
Who's
who's going
strong
to play
enough?
on him? He is a force to be reckoned with.
This feels like what he's going to look like at local footy when he goes back to
This bloke
bear
would,
in the square.
This bloke could make a cubicle look like a skin suit. That's how thick this head is. He goes in there and he just wears it. The Aquamax. Jev, next leg.
Oh, fuck. Grind Myers for 20 at $1.73. This bloke's more underrated than Domino Stars.
Yeah, I agree.
He had-
Good pie.
He had 26 and 3 last week. He's had 23 of his last 4. And the one he missed in that, he had 19. He had 25 in this game last year. Lionel Messi for 20 gets it done. 20 at $1.73
Yeah, that's awesome.
for Grind Myers.
Yep.
Who... If people watch footy, not one person will get angry at this leg.
Nah.
Grind Myers 20. When they all watched him Friday night footy have 26 and 3 on the Crows, and you're like, they play Friday night all the way to Easter Monday. It's like a 10-day break.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to be firing the Cats. So Grind Myers 20. Lou, is this the best leg of the week?
This might be the best leg all year, Das.
All right.
And I know I've probably used that too many times to be at week 3, but Tom Stewart 25 at
Fuck yes.
$2.12.
What?
$2.12
in a 100K multi, arguably, as you said, the best 150 games of all time. It's obviously arguable. There's some pretty good fucking nominations
5 All-Australians
up
in a premiership.
there. You spoke about Juddy. I'm sure Lee Matthews started pretty well. I don't know. But
Coventry.
this man is on an absolute tear. Hotter than Kath Lachlan at the moment, Dart. Where is Kath Lachlan, by
In
the way?
Perth.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
With Pav.
Yeah, this $2.12 is an absolute Easter hamper, Das. We just have to say thank you to this gift. 28 last week against the Crom. He's had 25, 3 of the last 5. We need some value. I had a look at the weather. 20 degrees, 65% humidity, Das. So that's got to play into it a little bit. I'll give you my prediction on the weather. This hits.
You're welcome.
This hits.
Come on, great leg.
I've got to take a small forward. I was going to put the whiz in there, but I just want to sit back and enjoy. So I'm taking a professional forward for a professional multi. Luke Bruce for a snag, $1.30.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's when you look at that on
Yep.
paper. Like, sometimes we look at him for 2 and 3. Like, how the fuck didn't we have that?
Yeah, for
how the
sure.
fuck didn't we have him for 5 against Port Adelaide last
Yep.
year? We're like, he's a professional forward. He's kicked over 530 goals. Professional league. We only need for one more. Add to the tally. His last 4 games against the Cats, 3-2, 2-1.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There we go on the Easter game.
Brad Close would have a poster of Luke Bruce in his room.
That.
There's your take.
And
There's
Howard
a
Bowl, Howard Bowl on the wrong end,
You reckon?
just halfway up the pitch. Any
Onto
more
his
legs?
toe. No more legs for me.
Any more?
That's the multi.
That
No,
is the
I've got
multi.
one more. We had to sling one in late. So we've got James Warple in there for $1.51
For 25.
for 25.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
okay.
needed some extra touches. His last 2 weeks, he's had 27 and 28. We thought,
it's there, yeah,
we thought
it's there.
Newcomb maybe step up a little bit more. We think these guys are going to have to get the whips cracking. We said last year the way they try and move the ball, they don't care if they lose. They all want to get their hands on it. They haven't been able to this year, but James Warple's definitely put his hand up. So I think last game of the round, I think especially the talk around the Cats, how their midfield isn't their strong suit, no danger. I reckon they might try and hunt in the midfield. So we've got him in there for 25 touches at $1.50.
Jeez, I like the look of this multi.
Here we go. All right, so this is the multi. We've got 25 leagues. We've got $10.67 on this bad boy to get back $100,652.16. Listen to this. Jack Sinclair, 20. Nasai Wanganeen-Malera for 20. Also Cole, Lang Jesus, Langford for 2.
Start.
On to the next game. Butters, 25. Petrarca, 25. Willem Drew for 15. Cozzy Pickett for 1.
Start.
Bramble, brambled eggs for 15. And Bont for 30,
Let's
Jev.
go.
This could be
Great
one of the best
start.
legs
That's awesome.
of the year. Duranto... almost swallowed a fly. Tim Taranto for 20. Chad Warner, 25. Heaney, 25. Warner goal. Heaney goal. Hayden McLean, Doss for 2. Papley for 2. And Nick Blakey for 15.
Let's
Short,
go.
but it is assertive. Here we go. James Warple, 25. Tom Stewart, 25. Gran Maz for 20. Jeremy Cameron, 3. Hawkins, 2. Brad Close, 1. Bruce, 1. And Jeremy Cameron, 15.
Let's go.
Final.
Let's go.
That is awesome.
I did want to mention as well,
Please.
I think commentary's been a little... we might do a hierarchy on where I think the best commentators are. But,
Maybe a commentary pyramid.
yeah, but
I'd love to see that.
listening to him on Channel 7, BT, and then when you listen to him on...
Triple M.
Oh, my God, he's fucking... Like, the funniest bit, there was a bit in the game on Channel 7, and he's just, like, talking to a Grand Maz, and I fucking lost it. But he had Jay-Z Clark say, hey, is there anyone from the game that we need to have a look at? And he's all across the players. He's like, Colby McKercher. He's like, oh, yeah, so who's he? He's like, I picked 2 from last year. He's like, yeah. Jay-Z Clark. So I've also got another one, Charlie Lazaro. He's like, who, Lazaro? Anytime Lazaro got the ball, he's like, oh, here he is, the Brownlow medalist for 2024, Charlie Lazaro. That's the sort of commentary you need back.
Yes.
Just let them go, unleash them.
Channel 7 is awful.
It's crap.
I watched Suns Gold Coast with Brad Johnson, Derm, and Dicko, and it was a better broadcast than Channel 7.
Especially with
dishing
how
up.
much they cage up James Brayshaw and BT.
Oh,
if you
let them
uncage
go.
those two on Channel 7...
Let them talk normal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just quickly, because this always stems from the multi,
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got a journal multi.
Yeah, good.
Here we go.
I don't know if you saw during the week on Twitter. They do the Nathan Brown. They track his multis.
Track my
Someone's
moldies.
tracking the journal.
Browdy's
I-
Moldies.
I could not believe it. So my phone went off like a frog in a sock today about the journal multi. So this is what I come up with, Das. So Willem Drew for 15. Jev talked me into it. I think
tick.
he's just in too good a form. Jev again. Chad Warner 25 in one club.
go.
I just think that is probably the bet of the year. You talked me into Jeremy Cameron. You talked me into his touches over
15.
his goals. I love
Up the
his
ground.
15. Yeah.
22 last week.
And then Tommy Hawkins for 2, you can get $5.24. So people would have been really annoyed if I didn't read that out.
That's a great multi.
So you're welcome. But I've got a new segment.
Yes.
We got a new one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is very important to me. I've wanted to do this for a couple of weeks, and I haven't really. We've had so many new segments that I haven't been able to crowbar it in. But I reckon there's so much going on in footy. It's about time we start predicting a little bit, projecting. So I've got a new segment, Das. It's called Tomorrow's Headlines Today. Got a little stinger for it, which I'll crowbar that into, Jeff. But Jeff, Collingwood, Brisbane. I want you to give me what is the headline on Friday morning.
For Collingwood, Brisbane.
Collingwood, Brisbane.
4-20 pies, closer to a meat pie than back-to-back premierships. The reigning premiers fall to 0-4, and the dream of back-to-back premiers die for the party pies.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic.
That is huge. The editors will love that.
The editors will love that. That's
well
good.
done. Dobe, on Saturday morning after
Yes.
Carlton North Melbourne, what will tomorrow's headline today be?
Carlton's forwards give North Ball blue balls as they are yet to register an Easter victory.
Oh, well done. It's good. Jemmy, Swans Richmond, you will be there Monday morning. What will the headline be?
Uze is not okay. Heaney and the Flag Swans roll the Tigers as they fall to 0-4. And Adam Uze becomes the first coach on a serious hot season as Melbourne have sold Richmond a lemon.
Wow.
Lengthy, but I like it. Dope. Dogs, Eagles, so it'll be Monday morning. What will they be saying in the papers?
This will be here and in the West. Bontempelli.
Oh,
yeah, I like it.
nice.
Bont him.
That's it.
Good.
Bont
that's
him,
really
Pelly.
well.
Marcus Brownlow to Pelly.
I got one.
Catricelli.
Tuesday morning, Das lays an Easter egg. If there's 9 games of footy with yellow rocks, Jeff, he's about to lose it, this bloke. So can you, just track it for us.
He's like, Hughes about to lose it.
Give us the
Mildly
red rock.
funny.
I've actually got this. I was going to say, it's been, how many? We've had 21 games of footy. We've had 18 yellow lemons, and we've had 3 red onions.
Give us the red onion.
That's why we've got this here. I didn't even say it. Get it out.
Just like even the comments you put it up, Darcy, and admittedly you're having a bit of a whinge, but that's all right. We got blokes saying, "Oh, they use a red footy before 3." It's like no, they
and they're like,
145.
well, see, my thing is they're like, oh, they can't see it. The NFL uses a brown ball. Doesn't matter what weather.
They just catch
night,
it,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, they just fucking do their job.
Snow, nighttime.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. They just fucking
Country
do it.
Victoria do it well. Ballarat always using red rocks.
Always. Hey, that's good.
Hey, we got something special
For the ones that are still listening.
for anyone that's still listening.
If
It's just
anyone
us.
is still listening, we've had the 100K multi, we've had the segments, we've had the Jesus jokes. What else do we have?
Any of them.
So me and Dust put our big heads together, and Morgs.
Sort of.
We are adamant Charlie Curnow's kicking 5.
Yeah.
But you know we don't start the 100K multi on
Yep.
Fridays. You
No.
got to get time to get it out there. Listen, it always starts Saturdays. We have to build a 100K multi that starts with Charlie Curnow 5 and Harry Mackay 3.
Are we having another one?
We're having another
Can't
100K
wait for
multi,
this.
and we've worked this out together, Das. So it is built around Charlie Curnow for 5 and
Yep.
Harry Mackay for 3. So that same game multi pays $750. They're the building blocks.
Yep.
If we get through this,
Oh fucking hell.
it's time. It's if this is a tick Saturday morning regular, and so if you're still listening,
Which you are.
you can DM us this one on Insta, and we'll just send it straight to you if you want to do it. All the bet slips
Yeah,
and
we'll
everything,
work or a feed or something.
or a feed.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
post in the feed.
something
We'll
out.
work something out.
What's the code word?
Don't know.
Geronimo.
Geronimo. That's good. They won't know how to spell that
Man, ever.
either.
What about the Good Friday kickoff? Geronimo.
Geronimo's good.
How do you spell that?
I'm not sure.
Hey,
John
Geronimo.
Ron.
Just have your own interpretation of it.
Derailed.
Just send us that.
Yeah.
What's the multi?
All right. Mackay 3, Curnow 5.
Yep.
Jack Higgins for 2.
Yep.
Awesome.
Zach Butters 30.
Yep.
Petrarca 25.
Yep.
Great leagues.
Bont 30.
Yep.
Bont goal.
Yep.
Jamara for 3 on the Eagles.
Yep.
They have no one to defend him.
Nope.
McGovern's in an all-time form, but he's got to play between Jamara and Norton. Jamara's going to stay a bit closer to goal, which he does. He'll kick 3.
Fantasy could defend them at the same time.
Heaney for 2. Tarano goal.
Yep.
Warner 25. Errol 25.
These are only good plays. This is just a normal game for them.
Jeremy Cameron for 3.
Yeah.
It's in there anyway.
Tom Stewart 25.
Yep.
James Sicily 20.
Yep.
And Nick Watson for 1
Yes,
snag.
he's made it.
The Fizz for a snag.
The Wiz.
The Fizz. He's gonna get
There's
I'm
so
here.
many edits.
I'm here. I'm him.
There's
That's
so many
awesome.
edits on TikTok of the Wiz. Like, he's going to be astronomical for the young pop.
Telling you, if
Sati.
we wake up Saturday morning and Kernow's kicked 5 and Mackay's kicked 3 and this thing's alive, look out.
I'll have a headache on Saturday morning. I can tell you that. I like
If Kernow's kicked
hey,
13,
put money on this. I'm going to have a headache.
what does that pay?
After 500 beers in the Loud House. Wait, this is North Melbourne's home game.
The air is dead in the factory.
The Loud House. It's going to be loud and it's going to be...
What about the Cameron for 6 in a Papley for 6?
Jesus.
In a Kerno for 6.
Oh,
Is
great
that us?
leg. That's us.
That's us. That's the multi.
Oh,
That's the show.
righto.
Like-
Accurately predict the Blues score and how. I want to know. This is your final. You got 2. Harry and Charlie combined, and then Charlie by himself, and how much the Blues win by,
15 combined, we win by 78 points.
and how many does Charlie kick himself?
13.
He kicks 13. He's locking in. I love it. Swans beat the Tigers by about 40 points. We are fucking hot.
We start next show undefeated. Also, flaggers, like, these are unbelievable. If you are a Blues fan, your dad would love it. We do have some cards. Scan that. You guys can get yourself some. We got some shirts. We got the white ones, and we've actually got some navy blue ones coming out. If you're a Blues fan, doesn't matter what year that the Carlton Blues are playing. It always says flaggers. We've also got Mini Cripper that sort of looks like...
We're not promoting him too much yet, Lou, but
The hoodies
No
look
one's
awesome.
watching. The
And the
hoodies.
T-shirts. Hey, they're coming. Be a friend, tell a friend. Huh?
gather around next week. We will be there.
Reach around.
Chili, baby back ribs.
Ribs. Ribba. Who's that? Gribba. Gribba. Ribba.
That is a long shot.